Hello and welcome to today's Too Simple 10-minute session. Today's focus is on quality screen time for little learners. Within Purple Mash, we have Mini Mash, an area that's designed specifically for our younger learners. My name is Sarah and I'm an experienced primary school teacher working as part of the education team here in Melbourne. My colleague Lydia is joining us today. So if you have any questions or comments, add those to the chat and Lydia will keep an eye on that for us. These 10-minute sessions are aimed at giving you something that you can take away and use today and use it with your own setting, whether that's you're working remotely or you're doing face-to-face or in a blended way, or simply using Purple Mash as part of your educational toolkit with your children. Okay, so let's get started. As it says, today is for the younger learners. So I'm going to scoot around into Purple Mash. And within Purple Mash here, we have our Mini Mash area, which is aimed for those younger children. So I'm going to log out and I'm going to log in to show how easy it is for the young children to log in the first place. So getting them into the portal. So I'm going to go in as Jasper, and Jasper's been in before, so I can click on there. So Jasper's username pops in, and you can make their usernames anything. It could just be their initials. I'm going to get rid of the password that it's remembered, and you'll see here that the picture pin password buttons have appeared here. And Jasper, he's a dog, number 3, and a rabbit, number 1. So I log in as Jasper, and that'll take me straight to Mini Mash. So he doesn't have to go via Purple Mash to get into the learning environment that's more appropriate to him. So I'm going to come out of being Jasper. So I'm going to log back out now, and then we'll explore Mini Mash again when I go back in. But for now, I want to show you how you can set it up so that that is what happens for your students, that they go straight into Mini Mash without having to go through Purple Mash. So I'm going to go into the settings button for Mini Mash here. So I'm clicking on the Mini Mash tile, and then on this settings button I can get into all the features within Mini Mash. And the one that's important for getting the students straight in is the Mini Mash settings tab here, and this will now bring up options that I can set my classes to have particular settings. So my Dolphins class, which is my Year 4 class, these are all the classes that are assigned to me within my school's portal. For my Year 4s, they're the older students, so they don't go straight to Mini Mash, they don't get a tray, and they don't have access even to Mini Mash. But I can have it then, my classes do go straight there. So my prep class, you'll see all these have been set to go straight to Mini Mash, my prep and my kindergarten class. And my Year 5s, I've set them actually to have a bit of a different combination. They're allowed to go into Mini Mash. So if they were supporting a younger student in the school, they can go in through theirs to go to Mini Mash as well. Now I could set it that one particular student in my class might need to use Mini Mash, that they've got some special educational considerations. So you can set it for a particular user. So you can have a particular user go straight to Mini Mash if that's what's needed. And then you'd press save, and that would be the setting for that student. So I'm going to log back out of my teacher role, and I'm going to go in as Jasper again so that we can explore going in as a student. Let's get rid of that password that's in there. So go in as Jasper and explore the different areas. So within Mini Mash there is an inside, and it's like a virtual classroom, and it's very much play-based and exploration. There's an outdoor area as well, and there's 7 main learning areas within these 2 rooms that you can go to, the outdoors and the indoors. So I'll have a quick flip around some of the parts within Mini Mash just to give a flavour of what's there. So if I go into the Mash Cams, this is a role play area, that they can be a certain character for the day. Now I'm going to turn off my camera. There's Lydia in shot now, so I'm just going to turn off my camera so that I can use the camera for the Mash Cam. And the Mash Cam now is activated. The camera And I can take a photograph of myself, so a student can take a photograph themselves, especially through an iPad or a tablet that's got the camera built in, or on a computer that's got a webcam, and that puts their photograph into the Mashcam, and they can record themselves going off into space. So that's using a Mashcam. That sound file gets attached to that image then, and they can also do a bit of writing in there, or they could do some mark making within that screen as well. All of these can be saved. Now it's very simple, straightforward saving for your little learners, that when they click on the save button, it will then open up just their tray. So it says my tray there for Jasper, and it gives it a file name, so they don't have to put a file name in, so they can save their work. And it will always prompt them to save their work when they come out of an activity that they're doing, so that they don't lose their activities if they wanted to save it. And within Mashcams, come out of this, there are others to choose from. Next to that, we've got the painting and drawing section, where they can explore different painting tools and paint projects. So for example, in the painting tools, they can experiment with different styles. This one is go on a bit of a gardening theme, so I'm just going to change the size of my pen, and they can explore by drawing themselves a flower, and what gets drawn in the one segment ends up appearing in the other segments. And they can change the size of that segment and explore and experiment for themselves and create some fantastic pictures. There's also the paint projects in here. So these are the paint tools, and they can choose from the different ones. And then the paint project ones gives them templates that they can draw within. So we could go to, I'm going to nip down to the plant pots. I'm thinking about the gardening theme still. And then they can draw. They get the textured pens in here that they can use to create their pictures. I will not save these ones now because I'm just going to whiz through. The treasure map was a great one as well. And just nip into the music area. So within here we've got to beat and to explore. To beat makes simple drum patterns depending on where you place the sounds, and they can speed those sounds up and slow them down using the slider at the top here. They can make them a longer set of patterns, and they can experiment with different sounds within the different tabs along the side here. And they can change the volume, so they can really explore with those. And then the other one within here is to explore, where they can make different pieces of music using different sounds and different instruments. And again, they can record those and save those to their own files, to their own folders, which are called trays within Minimash, so that they can share those and show them to other people. Now, in going inside, we've got an area called Simple City, which mainly focuses on role play activities and exposes children to language and to letters. Very much of English-based activities within there. You've got you've got games within here where there are jigsaws and pairing games.
Numbers and
Countings has some paint projects linked to numbers, so that they can be drawing a number and then representing it in the frame. So I can quickly draw over that, and they could do 2 dots, but all very much about exploring for themselves, that they can go in and see what's in the different areas within here. There's a couple of other tools within there as well. And then
reading and writing
here is the reading and writing section. And within here, they can create their own storybooks. They've also got the tracing activities for the alphabet in here and jigsaws. Now, as a teacher, you can create these resources
numbers and counting,
and you can put those into a tray that the students can access through these pins. Now, these pins are already set, that we've got ones here ready for the children to go in and use. And as a teacher, you can change those as well. So that's the area for our little learners. I hope you found that useful, being able to send them straight to the Minimash area without getting lost going down the corridor of their primary school to get to their classroom. It can take them straight in there. If you have any further questions, is there anything in the chat? No, looks like we're good for today. So please do, if you do have any questions, do reach out and ask for any help. What I will do is send you through the PowerPoint, just briefly recaps what we've looked at today, where we looked at logging in and the settings, the different areas within Minimash, the outdoor and the inside, and the different learning areas within each of those. And then our contact details are on there as well if you need us. Thank you very much.